comedians. This team is a bunch of comedians. Honestly, could it be more Spursy? Manchester City, a team at the top of the table, always fighting for league titles, always winning trophies, but somehow every time Tottenham Hotspur play them, we just have their number. Now, yes, before we get into it, and any of you rival fans saying, oh, you're celebrating a draw, no. Comparing the circumstances, Tottenham have been winless. Like, we're still winless in our last 5, 6 Premier League games. Like, we've been awful. We've been absolutely awful. And somehow, whatever state we play Manchester City in, I don't know what it is, the hoodoo just comes up, and it's just so confusing and frustrating. But is it also a false storm? We've had so many of these this season, and yes, once again, I am stating I understand that this is a draw, so I'm not getting carried away. But going into the game anyway, obviously, let's get the elephant out of the room. Some fans wanted Spurs to lose because obviously of what this game could do to the Premier League table. However, the way I see it is, I always wanted to win the game, but obviously it's one of them ones. If we lost, I could accept the loss because I can understand the greater picture. But for example, when Spurs were 2-0 down in that first half, absolutely awful, got ripped by Cherky, Semenyo, and you can also see the level difference as well between the two teams, because the fact that these players have got players like Cherky, like Semenyo, they've just bought Mark Gehi as well. We really should not be competing with these teams, and we got to be realistic with that because the level is just ridiculous. However, 2-0 down at halftime, booed off, it could have got so sour. Like, looking at the first half performance, it should have been more than 2 as well. And you come out, Romero goes off as well. You're just thinking, could this get any worse? Romero goes off for Papsar, and Spurs somehow pulled it off. I do not know how we done it, but 2 goals from Dom Solanke as well. How nice is it just to have an actual striker? I know Richarlison scores a couple goals here and there, but Dom Solanke does play football as well. Like, he's a good player. He presses. I think he was a bit unfortunate last season. It wasn't really getting the opportunity, so his numbers weren't showing. But one thing we know with Thomas Frank is his record with strikers is unbelievable. If you're looking at Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney, and Mbuemo, you're looking at Wissa. The players that this guy's brought over with nowhere near the amount of talent that Dom Solanke has. So it could be a good combination. It looks like him and Xavi are just linking up straight away. Maybe it's that light skin energy, them man are just a bit different, so maybe they get each other or whatnot. But the first goal, Xavi Simons whipped in a disgusting ball. Dom Solanke with that cussing off, get off, he put that arm to it, just get off. And it looked like an own goal, and technically it could have been a foul. I think it was pretty harsh to give it a foul because it was nowhere near deliberate, but I guess you have seen them in football. But if we're ruling out goals for that nowadays, then the game is really, really, really gone. However, I've heard on commentary they said they have actually given him a goal, but I don't know, whatever it was. First goal, he done well to force that issue anyway. And then second goal, Conor Gallagher on the right side of the pitch, whips in a lovely ball, but still behind Dom Solanke. He's absolutely improvised, and the scorpion kick was just sumptuous. And you go 2-2 and you can't be fuming. Any Spurs fans that were fuming got to been fuming with that. You need to give you a serious heads wobble, because of course, yes, I understand the ramifications it has on our North London neighbours, but we've been awful. We need as many points as we get. We know we've got a horrible run in this month, and to not get a point on the board, I think this could really help change us. And we go into a game next week at Manchester United, and that's a game that we've done very well in. Don't forget, we played them 4 times last season and they didn't beat us once, so we could get another point. They're flying at the minute, but still, it would just be proper Tottenham to go and do that. And then we've got Newcastle, a team that are just so up and down this season. They're not very good away from home as well, so that could also be a positive. And then we've got the big one. And now, I know what we've done this game week has helped out Arsenal. However, if City technically get a point against Spurs, and Spurs, I'm not saying we're gonna do this, so any fans, Arsenal fans in here just saying, oh, this kid's deluded thinking that they're gonna beat us. But anyhow, if we can take some points off Arsenal, even if, yeah, I'll take a little draw as well, a little Desmond like today. But ideally, if we can go and beat them, then that could be excellent. And as I said in a video a couple of weeks ago, Thomas Frank has this month to save his job. Like, think about that. If he goes unbeaten, if he was to go unbeaten for this game, this month, I think he gives himself till the end of the season at least. I don't know, but honestly, what a performance. Not even a performance, because this second half again is so frustrating, because we've seen that the team can do so many good things, but on the same other side, we've seen that they can do so many bad. But football is a game of fine margins as well. I guess if you want to really dissect City's 2 goals, they came from us giving balls away. Basuma for the first one. I can't actually remember who the second one. It might have been Jabalini. If anyone can let me know in the comments, but we forced an error. It might have been Gallagher actually. We gave them the ball, and obviously they just countered. And when you got players of the likes of Semenyo and Cherky, they get goals. You can't be making the mistakes in the Premier League. But finer margins, you might give that away to a team. I say Burnley, they drew with us 2-2 last week anyway. But sometimes teams don't score that at the Premier League. They do, unfortunately. But it's just getting them things out. And there's a lot to work on. One worrying thing is our injury record, which I think that deserves a whole video in itself. Because if we're really thinking about it now, 2 seasons in a row we've been missing 12 plus players. I'd say, let's just say 11 as the number, but we've had 11 plus players out for a long time, which is a full starting team. And I think if that happens once, it's like a bit like when we saw that on the Ange, we're like, this is unprecedented, this should never happen again. And we also said this will never happen again. And the fact that the year after we're in the same situation, 14 plus players out from the first team as well, I don't know. I think questions really, not even at the players, not even at, come on, something's going on. Something's not going on right there. I don't know. But you guys let me know, of course. I'm actually going to be heading out to New York on Wednesday, so I'm going to miss the United game, flying back to around the Newcastle game. So, yeah, don't know. I might not be able to do much. I'd like to get a video out there. Again, on the Man United game, it's early doors for me. I've got a lot of things to do, but of course, I'm going to be trying to watch that. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Of course, thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please smash that subscribe, like, hit me up in the comments as well. And of course, as always, we'll be back, sorry. God bless you all, man. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.